Hey guys, what is up? It's your girl, Grace Tori, and I am back with a whole new podcast episode. Today we are going to be talking about partners who were such a-holes that maybe we should leave that relationship in 2025. Before I jump in, I just want to say thank you for such an amazing year. The podcast has gone through such big changes, going from whatever we were before, which I still love, but no, I'm not meant to do, and what we're doing now. And I really appreciate you guys taking a second to watch, engage, listen, follow all the things. We are so close to 1K on YouTube, so if you want to take a second to subscribe, it would mean the absolute world to me, and I can promise you that you'll be getting new Reddit stories or fun stories, no matter what they are, every single week. I think that's pretty much it. I hope you guys had an amazing Christmas and you are going into 2026 with all the good vibes and you're ready to rock and roll. But if you're not, let's read these Am I the A-holes about people who probably have it a little bit worse than we do right now. So let's go ahead and jump on in. I'm Grace Tori, and you're listening to That Girl the Podcast. Grab a beverage of choice and settle in, because the new episode is starting now. This one is from AITA, and it is titled, Am I the A-hole for canceling a third date over a peanut allergy? A friend of mine set me up on a date with a coworker of hers. She said we were perfect for each other. Our first date was at a coffee shop, and then we arranged to meet up at a botanical garden the next week. While we were at the botanical garden, she told me about her peanut allergy, which she described as life-threatening. I told her that must be stressful, and she said it was. We arranged for a lunch date this week at the end of the date. After that date, I started thinking, I love peanuts, and I eat them all the time. I put peanut butter in on a lot of stuff, including my dog's toys, which he drags all over my apartment, getting invisible peanut oil everywhere, I'm sure. I can't see a potential relationship with this woman ever progressing to a serious stage without me changing my diet and habits. Oh no, I think we know where this is going. At this point, we've only been on 2 dates, and I think it would be more respectful of her time to not go on a third. So I called her and told her I was sorry, but we need to cancel. She asked if I wanted to reschedule, and I apologized, but said I didn't think we would work out long term. She asked why, and I was honest. I said I really like peanuts and would be nervous about potentially harming her. She said there were a lot of safety precautions we could take to keep her safe, and I admitted I know that, but I don't want to do them. She said wow and told me I'm immature. I apologized again, but she hung up. She told my friend what happened, and my friend is confused by my reasoning. She said her coworker said I'm a massive douche. I don't feel like I am. We only went on 2 dates. 2 dates don't imply any commitment. I asked her if she agrees I'm a douche. She said she's not sure, but that my logic is definitely weird. Do you guys agree? So, my man, you have every right to break up with someone for whatever reason you want. It could be because you don't like their shoes. Literally any reason. However, maybe you should just like not be super honest. Like, what's wrong with just ending it with, I don't think we are a match, you know? I don't know, because there's nothing wrong with that, honestly. As someone who loves peanut butter and grew up going to schools where you're not even allowed to bring him on the premises, like any sort of peanut butter or peanuts, I get it. It's tough. And it's not like you're choosing peanut butter over her, like you've been in a relationship for years and you have this great connection. Like, honestly, I think that if you really, really liked her, maybe you would consider those precautions. But they are pretty stressful, like all of the extra things that you need to do. So I understand not wanting to live with someone and having to do that for the rest of your life. I have horrible crippling anxiety, and I don't think I would be able to do that for the rest of my life. Even if I gave up peanut butter, having the stress of what if my family brings something that's contaminated or we go to dinner or something. And maybe that's just me, like I need to be on better anxiety medication, but I think like whatever reason you have to not be with somebody is valid. However, it's how you word it that determines whether you're the a-hole or not. So because you broke up with her for a valid reason, and I'm not going to judge you for that, but I think that you could have been a little bit less honest. Don't lie, just say you don't think you're a match and you value her time, and that's that. So, you're clearly not bringing this relationship into 2025, but I don't think that anybody is the a-hole. You know? Like, I'm thinking about if I had a dog and I dated someone who was allergic to dogs and we only went on our second date, I would probably do the same. Like, I would not continue dating them. And if they asked, I'd say, I just have a dog, and that's not something that I could ever imagine not having. So I think that I should be respectful of your time. We're not a good match. Da, 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 da. So honestly, like, I probably would have done the same thing you did, but with peanut butter, it just seems a little bit more trivial than a whole dog. So that's probably where you could have been a little bit less honest. Like, oh, you're choosing a snack over me? Yeah. What do you guys think about this one? Definitely let me know if you're on a platform you can comment, because this one could go a lot of different directions. This next one is from 1 hour ago, so it is brand new, and it is titled, Am I the A-hole for not giving back a gift? I was seeing this guy a couple of years ago, and things just fizzled due to distance mainly. However, we got in touch around 2 months ago. At some point within the first month, he offered to buy me a pack of cigarettes. On one occasion, at first, I decided, but he was persistent, so I agreed. About a week after he blocks me, no reason given, 3 weeks go by, he comes back and sends me a message late at night that I didn't see until the morning. Hey, sorry for everything. I know you're strapped for cash. I have $250 here if you want to send me some sexy pictures. Ooh. Obviously, I said no, WTF, etc., and his expression was that his ex was all in it for the money because he's a doctor. I explained I was interested in him, not money, because honestly, until this, he seemed like a genuinely nice guy. About another month goes by. We're supposed to meet on Tuesday, and I mentioned I'm buying myself a hair straightener. He offered to buy them. I said no. We argued back and forth for like 45 minutes, and I agreed to let him pay half, which is $100. And today I woke up to him asking how my night was at like 6 a.m. Then at 8 a.m. he said he was done, couldn't handle it anymore, and sent his bank details, then blocked me. What? WTF, am I wrong? Because I mean, F him, he ain't getting anything back off of you. Yeah, bestie, leave him in 2025. What? It sounds like he's insecure about women using him for money. Maybe it's trauma, maybe it's Maybelline, we don't know. And he can't get past that insecurity. You know how if you think that something is happening, you look for reasons to validate that thought, and then your neural pathways and whatever, it gets very scientific. So he's insecure, so he's looking for reasons to prove that insecurity is correct. While he's looking for all these reasons that validate his insecurities, it doesn't make sense because it's like he's at war with himself. I don't know. Either way, he sounds like a nightmare to deal with. We'll leave that man in 2025. This one is from 1 day ago, and it is titled, Am I the a-hole for making my daughter's boyfriend buy a new t-shirt? Can you please settle a mild dispute for my family? Of course. That's what I'm here for. The 23rd of December, my daughter, who's 19, boyfriend, who's also 19, came for dinner. We had a dinner then because he's going away with his family for Christmas. He arrived, rang the bell, and I answered the door. He came in, took off his jacket, and that's when I saw it. He was wearing a t-shirt that said, It's not gonna suck itself. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. I took one look at that shirt and asked him if he had any money. He said no and asked why. I told him that the shirt showed a marked lack of respect for both my daughter and my wife. I pulled 2 20s out of my wallet and quietly ushered him back out the door and towards the Walmart 3 miles away and told him to buy a more respectful shirt and come back with it on. Mind you, this whole exchange took place with him and I without an audience. He was gone for 15 minutes, came back with a nice polo shirt on. We had a nice dinner together. Nothing was mentioned of the incident. The next day, my daughter came to me and her mother and told us what I did humiliated him. They aren't in breakup territory or anything, and no yelling or any of the sort went on. My wife did tell me I could have handled it different. So Reddit, am I wrong for handling it this way? And if so, how could I have handled it? I feel like you handled it perfectly, actually, because you were on the side of your daughter and your wife, and you were respectful towards them. You didn't call him out in an aggressive or angry way. You honestly mentored him. You gave him way more money than you needed to give him for a Walmart t-shirt. And I think you handled it fine. You didn't tell anyone about it. You didn't make a scene. I mean, yeah, he was definitely in the wrong for doing that. Like, the audacity to wear that to a family dinner. Goodness. There is an edit. It says I'm 57 and a long-haul truck driver, so I've had my share of bad moments. Most of us guys here can remember stupid things that we did as a teen, even into our 20s. The ones that stand out for me are the ones where someone didn't react with anger or malice. They are the ones that someone reacted with constructive kindness, one where a quiet redemption was offered, where a mirror was quietly held up to my behavior. Those are the ones I learned from and appreciated the most. Hopefully, he comes out the other side with a new appreciation for kindness offered quietly and without fanfare. Just my thoughts. I agree. That's exactly the way you should do it. I think that this is where we try to go with gentle parenting, but gentle parenting gets so out of hand that we let kids get away with it too much. I'm sorry. That's my thoughts. But this is what we're trying to do with gentle parenting, if that makes sense. Like quiet kindness, constructive criticism with kindness. Like, now why did you do this? Let's not do that again. That's what I think is the best case scenario. There are 2 updates, so let's first read the first one. It says, my daughter called him about an hour ago, and this will be informative. She asked him why he had not told her what the shirt said when he talked to her. His reply was telling, because it was embarrassing. Then why did he wear it? Then she went on to ask him why he wore it originally, and he admitted that the shirt had been a gift from his older brother, who's 21, and that the older brother had dared him to, called him chicken when he had objected, etc. Dumb sibling crap, apparently. She went on to tell him that none of that, what he did, was cool, and that she really liked him, and that he'd always been kind to her. She said she wasn't breaking up with him, but that these steps needed to be done. First, he needed to explain to his parents the entire situation. Oh, getting his parents involved. Interesting. Second, he needed to show up in person to her home and bring the money for the shirt, and as she put it, put in a whole ass-kissing session that included the explanation of the dare. She said that if this was handled well, they could talk about moving forward and what that looked like. Dang, she's really mature for a 19-year-old. After the phone call, she talked to her mom and I, and admitted that she forgot her worth. She said that I, as long as she'd been alive, had never gone out of my way to embarrass her mom, and that I'd always been respectful and not let anyone be disrespectful to her mom, which made me feel good. So she wasn't going to settle for less. Good for her. I'll update after his visit tomorrow afternoon. Wow. Like, you did such a good job with her based on this experience that I have seen. Like, she handled that crazy well for a 19-year-old. Honestly, he did exactly what you would expect a 19-year-old boy to do. I just don't understand. Like, he knew it was wrong. Even if he dared him to, why didn't he just, like, change in the car? And then his brother would have never known. I don't know. Or he could just tell his brother that's disrespectful and he's not going to do it. He's a jerk. I don't know. So many things that could be done, and none of them were. It could have been handled so differently. Small update. After reading these comments and listening to everyone's point of view, I sat my daughter down this morning and asked what her boyfriend actually said to her. This changes my opinion of him. Apparently, he'd not told my daughter what the phrase was on the shirt, but did tell her accurately what I said to him and asked him to do. He didn't use the word humiliated. That was the daughter's interpretation. Her rush to defend him came from our examples. Apparently, she's took note of the times I've defended my wife and vice versa. She also took note of our disagreements in private after the fact. She is going to talk to him when he gets back tomorrow to follow up on why he thought the shirt was appropriate for the family setting. I'll update again after that conversation. Oh, so I guess this update was before the update I read, so I read them in the wrong order. My bad. But there's no update after that. This is from 1 day ago, so hopefully we'll get an update after the dinner. Overall, I don't know. We can bring this relationship into 2026, but it's on strict probation. You know, like, this man needs to show there's been some character development and he's learned from this. Because he is 19. He's just a baby. But there's growth that can be done there. Am I the a-hole for not putting my baby dad's name on at least one of the Christmas presents? For some context, we do presents a little different. Santa brings some toys, cute little stuff, but everything else comes from us. My husband, not my daughter's father, and I. And my daughter, who is 8, knows this. My daughter's father only bothers to see her once or twice a year for a few hours, even though he lives 10 minutes away from us. And what he does do regularly is pay 70 euros a month, which is a fraction of what a court would order him to. And it's just something we agreed on, but as you can imagine, that 70 euros is really just a drop in an ocean because her extracurricular activities cost 100 plus euros a month alone. Now on to the issue. His payday was 2 days before Christmas. He sent his regular 70 euros and nothing extra. Oh no. Okay, sorry. We DoorDashed and then I just got the notification that what I wanted was out of stock. Oof. Sorry, guys. Took me out for a second. Okay, we're back in though. I asked him if he's planning on buying the gifts himself or if he wants to send it and I get extra bits and write his name on it. No answer from him, of course. Comes Christmas, he video calls her and asks, "Do you like the presents daddy got you?" To which she just looks like, "Huh? What gifts?" Obviously, he clicked on that I didn't include him in any of the gifts and started shouting and calling me names. In front of your daughter? Nope, nope. We quickly ended the call and left it at that, but when I told my family what happened, they said I should have included him from the beginning and it wouldn't have hurt to add his name on at least one of the presents. Before you make your judgment on am I the a-hole or not, I'm also a stay-at-home mom. My husband takes care of everything, and while I have a card and don't have to ask him for anything, because there's always money on my card, I know it's his money that I spent. Even for him to step up and take care of not just our son, but my daughter too, and for me to just share that accomplishment with a guy who doesn't even bother to his own daughter is more than twice a year. To visit his own daughter more than twice a year, I don't know, just doesn't sit right with me. Okay, sorry. Sentence were structured a little weird. We weren't using periods anywhere, lots of run-on sentences. I hate to be the grammar police, but that was rough. Anyway, I don't blame you. Like, no, you're not the a-hole. He is responsible. I had parents who were separated, and my brother, like, I was already 18 when they separated, but my brother is a lot younger, and he never, like, looked at my mom's presents and was like, "These are from dad too, right?" Like, no. We see my dad, like, we saw my dad once or twice a year, like, my brother, so very similar situation. He knew, and then but my dad was also never the one to, like, try and claim that my mom's presents were his, so that's where it's different, but I can relate to this, and the baby daddy's at fault here. Clearly, he doesn't care enough to get her something or even get to know her enough that he's gonna get her something that she wants or uses, like, he doesn't know her. So if he got her something, she wouldn't probably appreciate it because it's like, "What the heck is this?" Like, I'm not gonna use this. This isn't my style. This isn't something I'm interested in or have to do with any of my hobbies or anything I wanted. Not that she would say that because I know most people are respectful enough not to say that, but she's 8 years old. Like, I'm sure that she's old enough to know that that is a thing. So, yeah, all that to say, I know that you probably have to talk to him. You don't have any court date, but he would probably try and do whatever. I mean, honestly, I wouldn't talk to him. Is the 70 euros really worth it? I would just slowly back out of that relationship and leave him in 2025. But you never know. You'll see what happens after this. Maybe he'll get upset and just never talk to you again. I don't know. This is hard because it could be legally crazy. All right, we have one more. It is titled, "Am I the a-hole for telling my husband I don't care his mom cried or that it made him upset?" My husband blames me for making his mother cry because I am sick of her coming to my home with her creep of a husband. My husband's stepdad. This man texted his granddaughter, who was a teen at the time, asking for a sexy picture. Yeah, what? That almost made me drop my phone. This was 4 years ago. Mother-in-law separated for a little, but then got back with him in secret. Got him sober after 2 years, and then this year she's been trying to involve him in mine and my husband's lives because none of her other children really speak to her since they found out, especially the son whose child was affected. Uh, yeah, what? No. This man should not be around. I don't blame them. Her excuse has always been he was on some really bad candy. He treats me so amazing. He's sober now and is upset by his actions. I genuinely don't give an F. Yeah, I mean, even if he apologized, it wouldn't make a difference, but has he acknowledged that to you or is it just to her? Either way, like I said, still unacceptable, not something like a lever never changes its spots. Ew. But it sounds like it's I call bull. He is what he is, and I refuse to let that type of person around my child. But because he has previously visited the home and I was cordial, she thought all was well. Absolutely not. Yeah, I wouldn't have let that happen. Thanksgiving was my final straw. She made a comment that everyone needs to get over it and that she deserves to be happy. Mind you, she was invited to the other son's house for the holiday, but because she refused to leave the creep home, she made my husband feel bad, so we also wouldn't go to my brother-in-law's. When Christmas came around, I put my foot down and said that man is not allowed in my home. So the 24th and 25th, my husband ignored his mom's calls. The 26th, he goes to her house and tells her I didn't want them there and that they are no longer welcome. Oh, no, no, no. No, 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 no. No, you need to be a united front. It's not I didn't want him there. It's that we don't want him there. And you and your wife can talk about it in private. But if he said I didn't want them there and blames it on you, then he is a coward. Nope, we need to get some courage up in this B. Also, the fact that there was no communication, he just didn't ignore his calls. Excuse me? Like, just your husband sounds like he needs therapy for communication. Like, he needs to learn how to communicate more effectively, because confrontation is clearly not his thing. She apparently starts crying, saying the same 3 excuses of why she forgave him and that I was a liar and two-faced. And her crying fit upset my husband. I told him I genuinely do not understand why he's so upset. His mom is worried about herself and her feelings. I can't feel bad for her. So because of that, I lack empathy and I'm the terrible person. Why is he siding with your mom? No matter what. Why? Like, there's no situation where this is okay. To be clear, my husband does not excuse his stepdad's behavior whatsoever. It sounds kind of like he does if he's okay with him coming over. But he can look past it because he got sober for my mother-in-law because, like my husband loves to remind me, I'd go to jail if he tried that. F. To which I reply, you wouldn't have to if you don't give him an opportunity. That part. His mom has been through so much, she deserves happiness. His mom has done everything for him, and none of her kids love her except him. There's a reason. He never let anything happen to our child, who's a teen now. Oh, well, I'm glad that he says that, but he's letting someone come into the home who could harm her. Okay? He doesn't want his mom dying alone. Her response to these reasons are, sure, she's been through so much, but she doesn't give an F. She would like her child to be safe over the mom being happy. Valid. She thinks his mom deserves the hate because she chose a disgusting man over her family. That's what I said. She said never said his mom wasn't welcome, just the creep, which is honestly more than I would say. The fact that she's allowing the mom into the home is more than I would, personally. So, yeah, no, you're not the a-hole. Clarification she does provide says, I guess I should have clarified. I know I'm right about setting boundaries. Am I the a-hole for showing absolutely no empathy or sympathy to my mother-in-law and husband because of my boundaries? That's what my husband is upset about. No, I don't think so. But there is an update. Given an ultimatum, divorce or therapy. Kind of saying F it. I've suggested therapy a few times for other issues. He's always said no. What did I say? He needs therapy. I called it. But now that his mom is the reason for the arguments, we should go? Therapy will just speed divorce along now. Thanks for the advice and help. I hope those personally hurt by situations like this are healing and understand it was not your fault. You deserve peace and happiness. Thank you. This is so true. Like, if you were personally affected by something like this at a young age, I'm sorry, and good lord. I mean, this man is awful. The mother-in-law clearly is putting her own needs above literally everybody else's, and I just don't get it. Like, I don't get it. I'm so sorry. I don't get it. But that is pretty much it. I hope that you guys are going into the new year ready to just do it. Do the damn thing, whatever that is. I don't know what I'm saying. I'm just like, I don't know. The whole DoorDash thing really threw me off. That just threw me off for the rest of the video. But I love you guys so, so, so much. I will see you next year. Don't forget to like, comment, follow, subscribe, follow the Instagram, all the fun things. We are having so much fun over here. I am working on a rebrand. We're going to have a new podcast set because I moved. If you didn't know, that's why we're at my desk right now. But all in all, it's a good time, and I think that you would enjoy it if you like these types of stories. I will catch you on the flippity flip, and I think that's pretty much it. Bye, guys.